Welcome back to Self-Love Ignited. Today we are talking about being a safe place for yourself. Okay, we're going to talk about what that means, why it matters, how to do it, and how it's going to serve you as an entrepreneur. My name is Katie Allen, and this is Self-Love Ignited. Let's get to it. Alrighty, welcome back. Today we are talking about being a safe place for yourself. Now, this is being recorded on the same day that it's being released. And if you follow me on Instagram or on Facebook, you would have seen recently, yesterday, the day before, I think, I posted a very vulnerable post. And it was essentially me sharing a lot of pain. I had a day recently where I was feeling a lot of feelings. I wanted to run away from them. And instead of doing that, I sat with myself and allowed myself to feel them. And to me, that is the ultimate form of self-love. But that I have come a long way, okay? That is not how it used to be. So we are going to talk about how to actually get there so that you can do the same for yourself and how that is going to impact so many different areas of your life. So first of all, what do I mean when I say being a safe place for yourself? Essentially, I mean being with yourself without judging yourself, without shoulding. So if we use my recent example, I was having a day where I had so many feelings swirling inside of me. I could feel it in my chest. I could feel it in my stomach. I could just feel it everywhere. And it was so uncomfortable. And I didn't know what it was. I hadn't labeled it because I didn't want to feel it. I didn't want to feel it because it was not a nice feeling. It was uncomfortable and it was kind of overwhelming. But what I did was I made a conscious choice to sit with myself and close my eyes and just feel it, not labeling it, not judging myself for feeling it, but just feeling it. And that's what I mean when I say be a safe place for yourself. Being able to be with yourself, whether it is being in a really emotional state like I was with that anxiety, what turned out to be anxiety. Maybe it is when you're facing criticism from somebody else. Maybe it is you're posting online and you're worried about like getting haters or getting trolls. But when you are a safe place with yourself, it is having a quiet inner critic. It is being really patient, really kind, really respectful of yourself, not calling yourself names, not judging yourself for feeling a certain way or being a certain way, and really just being your own friend, sitting with yourself with kindness, with compassion, with respect. That is what I mean when I say be a safe place for yourself. How the heck do you do that? Right? That's the question, right? How do you do that? And I'm going to tell you straight away, it takes some work. This is not like flicking a switch. And depending on where you are right now, if you are in a place where you are judging yourself a lot, where you have a really, really loud inner critic, it's time to start taking baby steps, right? And the first step, and if you listen to the podcast, you would know because I talk about this all the time. The first step is curiosity. Just going, isn't that interesting? Isn't that interesting? Those words, I'm telling you, they'll change your life. Isn't that interesting? I'm feeling all these feelings inside of me. Isn't that interesting that I'm feeling them? I'm feeling really uncomfortable and I want to run away and I don't want to feel this. Isn't that interesting that that's what's happening for me? Right? Instead of going, that's good, that's bad, that's right, that's wrong, instead of labeling it or judging it, you're simply being curious. You're having an open mind about what it is and where it comes from. So curiosity is hands down the first step. Curiosity. And the second step would be acceptance. And that is sort of the next step after curiosity, quite literally, because once you go, okay, isn't this interesting that again, we'll use my example. Isn't this interesting that I'm feeling all these feelings in my body, that I'm having this sort of overwhelming twisting in my gut and my chest feels tight? Isn't that interesting? And again, acceptance means not trying to change it, right? So we've been curious and then not trying to change it, not immediately going, oh, I need to change something. I need to make that better. I need to, make those feelings go away. I need to run away, or I need to do some affirmations, or I need to it's just actually accepting right here in this moment, I'm feeling anxious, or I'm feeling angry, or I'm feeling frustrated. Accepting what is without trying to change it. And I kid you not, those two things, when you're curious about your situation, and then when you accept your situation without judgment and without trying to change it, it kind of just settles and resolves itself. Because, when you're feeling a lot of emotions, when you are really overwhelmed, sometimes the only thing we need to do is allow ourselves to feel them, and they actually dissipate on their own. Or once we allow them to move through our body, because if you believe, like I do, that everything is energy and these emotions are energy, once they move through your body and you allow yourself to feel them, you can actually just release them and they just go. And then you can sort of move on with your life. Essentially, they actually just go. So those two things, curiosity and acceptance. And it is not an easy path. Okay. And I don't want to say it's the hardest thing ever, but it takes work. It takes practice. It takes patience. It takes persistence. And it is noticing and being with yourself, and noticing and being with yourself, and doing that again and again and again, and realizing, underneath all of this, of course, is really understanding that you are worth it. You are worthy of taking up space. You are worthy of feeling the feelings. You are not right or wrong. You are enough just as you are. It's really, that is underpinning this, right? That you are allowed to have this experience. And I want to expand this one step out, being a safe space for yourself, because we're talking about sort of your internal world, but what if your external world doesn't feel safe? If you're watching this on the video, there's a fly around my head. That's why I'm batting at my hair. But what if your external world doesn't feel safe? Right? We can talk about our internal world. What about your external world? What about if you live in a home that has arguing or screaming or yelling, or you're just around a lot of chaos, or you have a really high stress life? Then it's also about creating a sanctuary for yourself somewhere in your life. And this does not have to be, of course, it can be going away on a meditation retreat, and it can be having a space in your home that is only yours, where nobody else ever comes in, and you can create a beautiful altar and have it be like a yoga room with incense. And oh my goodness, if you can do that, please do it, because it's going to benefit you so much. But if that's not your reality, if you're not able to create a safe sort of sacred space on the outside, create it in small moments. Sometimes we have this idea we have to go above and beyond, it has to be this huge life altering thing in order to have an impact. And it really doesn't. It really doesn't. If you are stressed out and you're feeling all the feelings and you just need to have some space to feel the feelings, maybe it's sitting in your car. If you're somebody who's driving around from place to place to place, maybe when you get to your next place, just sit in your car, set a 2-minute timer on your phone, and close your eyes and allow yourself to be with yourself, right? Be in that space. If it's in your home, I kid you not, I have done this. Go to the bathroom, close the door. Most bathrooms have locks, and just sit on the toilet for 2 minutes. And again, allow yourself to feel. If it's helpful, you can put on headphones or something to block out some of the external noise. This could be lying in your bed at night when you are going to sleep. Get into bed, turn the lights off, pull the covers up, and just lie there with yourself, and put your hands on your chest, put your hands on your heart, and just breathe and allow yourself to be with yourself. Being a safe space for yourself means having the internal, having that curiosity, having that acceptance, not judging yourself, not criticizing yourself. And it means actively seeking safety outside. Like I said, this can be big, this can be small, but whatever your life circumstances, you can find this, even if it is in 30-second chunks, right? You can find this. We can all find this in some way. Wake up in the morning, half an hour before the rest of your house is awake. Have some quiet time. You're not a morning person? It's going to serve you. Just give it a try, right? Just give it a try, because this serves you when you allow yourself to be vulnerable with yourself, when you feel safe being with yourself, that is going to serve you in so many ways. I believe one of the pillars, I don't know if pillar is the right word, but one of the sort of foundational beliefs that I use in my coaching practice, I use with my clients, and I use in my personal life is that how you do one thing is how you do everything, which means when you decide to upgrade your life in this way, when you decide to be a safe space for yourself in this way, when you create that space of safety and vulnerability and security, that feeling, that energy is going to overflow into other parts of your life, which means it's going to overflow into your other relationships with your partner, with your friends, with your family. This is going to overflow into your health and your well-being and how you take care of yourself. This is going to overflow into your money, and it's going to overflow into your business. All right. So if you're an entrepreneur, if you have a business that has an online presence, I mean, I've just recently done a training. I'm going to put the link in the show notes. I've just recently done a training specifically about this, about being confident in your body and being visible in your business and why that's so important. So I'm not going to go into all of that here. There is a link. It's a free training I just did last week. I'll pop that in the show notes. But essentially, when you are your own safe space and vulnerable with yourself, it allows yourself to be vulnerable with your audience. It allows you, it almost gives you permission to show up with more authenticity, to show up and be your real self with your audience because it's energy. And let me tell you, your audience is going to feel a shift. If you are showing up with armor, if you are showing up with resistance, if you have like this icky feeling inside of you and you do not want to feel it, and you are just doing everything you can to not feel it, and you're not being a safe place for yourself, or if you're judging yourself, that is going to come across in your posts, in your videos. It really, truly is. When you look at yourself first and you show up in your posts, you show up on video, you show up on audio, your whole energy will have shifted. And that energy, that beautiful, relaxed, calm, it's like a calm confidence. It's like having your own back and being really relaxed in your own skin, being relaxed with who you are. That is going to be magnetic to your audience. So being a safe space for yourself is for you, of course. Of course, I really truly believe it is the ultimate act of self-love doing this. And it's going to have these beautiful ripple effects into so many other parts of your life. So if you find that you judge yourself a lot, if you are listening to me and you're going, oh, I'm not really my own safe space. I don't remember the last time I sat with myself and didn't judge what comes up. I don't remember the last time I allowed myself to feel without shoulding myself or without telling myself I was wrong or I just needed to get over it. I don't remember the last time I created a safe space outside of myself where I could just go and feel and be okay being me. Then it's time to start. Okay, that is your homework. That is your takeaway, I hope, from this session, or from this episode rather, to go and do that. Begin to work on yourself. Get that curiosity. Bring in that level of self-acceptance and accepting where you are and who you are in each moment. All right. And if you want that training that I mentioned, all about body confidence and being visible in your business, how to do it and why it's so important, please click on through. The link for that is in the show notes. It is only available for a limited time. So if you are listening or watching this in the future, that particular one may no longer be available, but there is always another training, challenge, summit. There's always something coming up. So I'll pop the link to that in the show notes as well. If this has triggered you today, if you have questions, if you feel like you are not equipped or not able to move forward with this on your own, I would love to talk to you. I would love to be your support system through this. You are absolutely invited to book a free call with me where we can jump on Zoom one-on-one and actually talk about you and where you're stuck and what you would like. So if you are seeking support, if you see how valuable that would be, please book a call. Otherwise, click on through and get that free training. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you for watching. Thank you for listening. So much love to you. I'll see you next time.